Jeez, these bright lights hurt my eyes. I might go blind after this race. Anyway, where am I? Yes, welcome to the penultimate round of Premier Sim Gaming Leagues here in the PlayStation F2 division. I'm your host, Utaka Logan, joined by Mr. T-Bob. As always, how are you doing tonight in this very bright light city, despite there being no sun about? It's nighttime.
Got the spotlights shining down on all our drivers. Looking forward to it. Las Vegas, if this season is anything to go by, this should be carnage at the very least.
Yes, especially at a certain part of the track, the strip. This is the Las Vegas Grand Prix, has been around since 2023 and has been host to 2 Las Vegas Grand Prix. It goes around the strip area of Las Vegas, not actual downtown Las Vegas, it's just outside here. But my word, what a track it is. Goes through past the sphere, the big MSG sphere, which is lighting up with the face on it as usual. Thank goodness they have that in this game. And then it goes past the monorail, which is probably one of the coolest features in Las Vegas, to the Venetian. I realise now, I think they were allowed to have brand names in this. Because last year it was different. Okay, maybe not all of them. Oh, the Palazzo's there. Palazzo's been allowed. The Hard Rock. A lot of them are making Caesar's Palace. I'm liking this. They've updated it so they can have all the names on it. Aria's there. Paris. Oh, yes. They managed to get all the brand names. Thank you. I've not really checked because I've barely played this game, in all due respect. Because I have a life. I think we all have a life. But anyway, that is the strip, and we're going to go on a lap with T-Dub. Who are we watching on?
Well, we're actually looking Lifeboat, one of the championship contenders, first to cut the beam to start a first flying lap of the session down into turn number 1. This is a very tricky first sector, it has to be said. These corners, they can flow if you're in the groove, which you have to get into very, very quickly around a circuit like this. But if you get it wrong, can lose that back end and end up pitched into one of the 2 surrounding barriers. Heavy braking zone now, down into turn number 5. The Caesars Forum, as it's known, that sausage curve can be quite dangerous. Bit of a wobble over the curb, but keeping it on the straight and narrow. And I have to say, Logan, I don't know if you agree with me on this one, but this corner I think is absolutely horrendous. I know we've got the funny shiny face there, but I hate it.
But it used to be there was supposed to be a complete like Sochi-esque 180 turn, but they changed that to put a chicane, and I think that might have been due to safety reasons, but it is absolutely treacherous, I must say. As we head past the Venetian, he hit the wall. He's got rid of that horrendous giant bollard there. I don't think it even should be there. It should be way much smaller. As he comes down to, is this 1.8 kilometers, I'm reading this correctly?
I think so.
Massive.
Very, very long straight. Going to have to make sure your wings aren't too high, otherwise you're going to get gobbled up to quite some extreme in the race.
And if history repeats itself, we should be getting utter chaos near the race, where they're all like 4x4 racing down the strip, which has happened in PCF1, and it's nuts.
That's going to be an interesting one. 29.8 the first lap on the board, and from one of the leading contenders as well.
So the driver's coming across the line. Sergioli also under a minute 30. Finley must have invalidated, it looks like, or is he starting a lap? I'm not entirely sure. Who else are we looking for? Gian has got there.
Second place.
Epic Vale lost his win, I believe, in last race because of a penalty. Or did he win this?
Yeah, that contact with Zane. Do you remember it down into turn number 2? The Haas launching it up the inside of the Aston Martin. Got it a little bit wrong. There was that contact there. It was a bit of a punt to pass, if you will. Top 5, look at actually 5th and 6th. Kevin's and Christian, both with exactly the same time. Both 1 millisecond inside the 1 minute 30 barrier. 1:29.999.
But that's not the call code for the emergency services in US. In Vegas, it's 911. So we don't have to call any services yet. And I've just realized we're in America, and it's the same day that the new president is being inaugurated. He's already been elected. Of course, you know who it is, but we're just going to mention that it's the inauguration today, which is an important day every 4 years.
I think that let's leave it on that. because that's
Yes,
a tricky rabbit hole to go down. Hello to everyone in the chat, by the way. Elliot Spencer asking, how close are they together pace-wise? Well, you'll find out. And if these first rounds are anything to go by, top 10 covered by 2.5 tenths. Traditionally, qualifying is very, very close indeed, although the pole sitter usually has a bit of an advantage. We normally see a gap of maybe a tenth between first and second, and then a further tenth from like second down into seventh or eighth.
Remember, not all the action tonight is here. We've also got PlayStation F1 and F3 later at 8 o'clock. With Byron Hale and... Actually, I forgot the other name. Byron Hale and Evan Dalton. There we go. It's hard when you're not reading off a script. We have to improv. I know, very unprepared, but we'll probably prepare for that next season. Epic Vale goes to top 3. 129.894. Epic Vale is fantastic in qualifying, but then again, so is Lifeboat. Lifeboat has been fantastic on qualifying.
Just looking at Coolman, the only other driver out there on a flying lap at the moment, not expecting this time to be particularly quick, and it is not. Haven't seen Coolman for a few weeks, and that run that he took through the final chicane there, 14, 15 and 16, probably suggests that he is a little bit rusty. It wasn't a particularly good sequence of corners, and that will explain why his time of 1:31.3 nearly, or is, over a second and a half off the outright pace.
That's right. So I believe the winner last week was Christian.
Zane?
No, it was Christian. My word, or was it close? I think, if I'm doing my math correctly, Epic Vale finished 9th, so he gained no positions. My goodness. Christian 1, Evan Nye 2nd, Jan 3rd, Lifeboat 4th. Sergio Oli 5th. Lifeboat lost to Jan by 6 tenths on the podium. Everyone on their second outlap now. Sorry if there's not been much waffling, but we don't like waffles. Well, I do, but only for breakfast.
I do like a couple of waffles, I must admit.
Bird's eye.
Potato waffles are very, very nice.
Oh, a slide to the left goes Coolman. That's pretty cool, man. But it's not going to be cool enough because he's coming into the pits. He's already set his time well down on his time, 1:31.
And Chris Rebel, by the way, coming up to the crisscross. That final chicane.
Crisscross! Oh, he's needed to touch the wall.
Very close to the wall, yeah. Had to pull out of that one. So I wonder if this is going to maybe be dipping into the 1:30s from Chris Rebel, who usually resides just in and around the top 10 and is sort of holding that position there with his first run, 1:30.3, half a second down on Lifeboat. First driver over the line in qualifying, still holds provisional pole position, and that is not something you see very often.
Yeah, absolutely. So down 12th is Chris Rebel. Of course, 9.5 minutes to go, just about halfway through the session. We'll be getting on seeing how Lifeboat is doing. He's improving on his time, heading through Sector 2. Coming into the strip, where all of the cool stuff is. There's actually McDonald's here, of all things. Wow. Is it there? No. I thought it was somewhere there. There you see is Harris. There's Planet Hollywood. Yeah, a lot of those iconic hotels. Aria, which hosts a lot of big poker tournaments, such as Poker Masters, I think, the Poker Go Tour. They have a dedicated poker zone where like Daniel Negreanu and Phil Hellmuth play. Just to name a few. Oh, Jan. I know you don't like Phil Hellmuth, do you?
I don't, but I was more reacting to Jan because I don't know if you spotted it, but he was a 10.5 up nearly through the first sector. Sergioli to the top of the timing charts, lowers that barrier by just over a tenth of a second, 1:26.999. The third driver to end up with a something 9.9 lap time. That's a nice little bit of symmetry for you. We've got the Kick Sauber of Jude coming up to cut the beam in that lime green car. Kevins jumps up onto the front row in the Red Bull. What about Judas up into fourth?
Up into 4th, sorry, I had to check the chat there, so I've not been able to switch. Kevins has got up into 2nd. But he's only 71 thousandths down. Who else am I looking for? We've got Yasser Saki. That's what I was just about to cut to, coming to the line. And he goes into 10th.
Yeah, that'll be maybe a tiny bit concerning. 4.5 tenths around about off the back of Sergioli. 3.5 tenths off the back of Sergioli. Anyone else on a lap? Lawrence in the other Alpine coming up to the line. 14th at the moment. Only improves by 1 up into 13th. Unlucky for some. We've got Evan Knight, who is not improving. Made a mistake out there. Lifeboat we saw bailed on their second flying lap of the session. Jan invalidating going over turn number 13. Turn number 12, sorry. Turn number 12. That's that horrible little flick left. But the curb on the inside is very, very treacherous. Very, very high as well.
Absolutely. So we come through to the sphere section. As you can see, the absolutely distracting big face on the sphere, which has become a total meme over the past couple of years since its inauguration. But I'll tell you what, the U2 concert they had there was rad cool.
Red.
The sphere inside is gorgeous. I need to go there.
Cool.
I'd probably only go there to play the World Series of Poker, though. You know I like my poker. Vale, $10,000 ahead to play the event. You're paying more for the suites here.
Not a bad little price spot. Epic Vale, just to update you on his progress on his second flying lap, improving by a 10th in the first sector.
Improve a 10th by the first sector is that Epic Vale, you said?
Yes, Epic Vale.
I'm on board with him right now. Here he comes through the Venetian. And towards the strip we go, across the weird curve that is there. We slowly down, of course. You see the faces of all the drivers passing Caesar's Palace. And down towards the Cosmopolitan area, and we go, passing Horseshoe in Paris. Of course, host of the World Series of Poker, the Horseshoe and Paris. Combined. They're right next to each other.
Clean run, I tell you what, there. Through 14, 15 and 16.
And are they about to lose to the Gritty Haas? Let's find out. Around the corner they go. Yes, they are about to lose to the Gritty Haas. They're 1 and 2. Shout out to Fifth Gear. The Twitter user, not the TV show Fifth Gear, which is just, a rip-off of Top Gear.
Has been a little while since we've seen the two Haas cars locking out the front row, but Lifebout could be about to depose the pair of them because he is up by nearly 2 tenths through the first couple of sectors. Heavy braking down into 14, a little bit late on the brakes. Car struggling to rotate, going to leak a little bit of time all the way up to the start-finish straight, coming up to the final corner of 17. Flat out named Top Golf. I imagine there's a Top Golf centre somewhere nearby. Does Lifebout take pole position back? Yes, he does.
Yeah, 1:29.5 is top time. I would mention, yes, there is a Top Golf. That's why it's called Top Golf.
That would make sense.
But did he even have any big tournaments in Las Vegas, like, Live or PGA Tour?
Oh, Jan. Jan's done it again. Sorry to interject there, but Jan doing exactly the same thing he did previously at turn number 12. He was up again as well by a 10.5.
As you can see, that's what you see when you go past the strip on your left. Things like the Flamingo, the miniature Eiffel Tower at Paris, the boutique. It's just stunning.
Would you say Las Vegas is a place that you'd quite like to go in the future?
Yes, but only certain parts.
Yeah.
I definitely want to go to Japan.
You haven't mentioned that one.
Well, I think I mentioned that last week. Everybody loves Japan.
I think you mention it quite frequently, although I can't blame you for wanting to go to Japan.
It's such a peaceful country. They've got better... Oh, what?
Sorry, doing the Gary Neville scream. It's Evan Nye, who everybody seems to be struggling at turn number 12, taking a little bit too much curb, a little bit late on the brakes as well, drifting his way around the corner and invalidating the lap as well.
It's 3 minutes left. Last chance saloon for all these drivers to get on the board. I don't know if any of the drivers still on track will have time. Most concerning Kevin's, who's up in 4th, and he'd love to get on pole, but or is he sitting at time? Looks like he's going full throttle. I'm not sure if he's going to make it, though, if he's going back to the pits.
Yeah, he'd have to box now. He'd have to bail on this flying lap, so it would be all or nothing if he does elect to stay out. Yeah, it does.
No, he's not. He's going to the inside. Sorry, I think this is... Wait.
Oh, you've got to be careful there.
He's whacked the pit board. Oh, and he's had to double stack. Can you believe that? And that is why you have to time it better. Sorry, but that's all on him.
If he slowed down, he probably would have gone straight in.
He's realised it's not enough. So he's going to miss out. He might fall down the order here if drivers like Jude, Jan, Christian improve. Zane, Evan as well.
100%.
So here we go.
Drivers are struggling to find that improvement. Jan has made mistakes. Christian has made mistakes. Neither have improved on their first flying lap of the session. So finding it difficult to make those strides. It's not actually as close as it typically is. If you look at the top 10 covered by nearly 0.6 of a second, that's quite a lot for PSGL F2.
I'd say the same myself. So 1.5 minutes to go. Everyone's got to get out as quick as they can. I think Soapbox is starting his lap. Now, he's not set a lap. Neither has Finlay over there at the monorail. So here comes Soapbox. On his final lap, he needs this to get on the board, and he'd ideally want to get within the 130s to be in the mid-pack at least. If he gets under 130, he'll be in the top 8. So here he comes towards the... Is that the sponsored by Amex? Of course, Amex... We've got Amex, we've got Visa, and now we've got MasterCard with McLaren. All the credit cards being represented tonight. Oh, Soapbox sliding around at the sphere. And the face is not impressed on the sphere.
No. A little bit too much curb, a little bit too much right pedal, and that is probably going to be that for Soapbox, unless we see a few interesting racing lines being taken, because there is not enough time to get round again, and now ends up in the barrier. There goes the front wing, front right end plate, and in fact, almost the whole front right side of that wing is gone, and that is going to be 18th and last place for Soapbox. Hello to F1 Shorts as well, who's jumped in.
I don't want to eat it. So Soapbox looks like he will be starting P18 at this rate, because I know Finlay's going to be on a lap himself, so I think Soapbox is really struggling. Time's up, checker flag's out. I think Soapbox, he's realised he can't get a time on the board, and he's weaving and doing into the pits. And Chris Rebel Chris Rebel's retired from the session. Now,
that's a crash.
What has happened there? It's a crash. Now, do we know what happened?
I don't. I was watching Christian, who's up by 3.5 tenths. It was purple in the middle sector, so was unable to improve on their second attempt in the session. But do not discount this scarlet red Ferrari car. Pulling gears all the way up to the line. The checkered flag's out. This has got to count. Can he displace Lifebound at the top? No, misses out by just under 100th of a second.
7 thousandths. Now, who else is improving? Is that Epic Fail on the side there? Jude has not improved, and that is strange what's happened there. Jan coming across the line. Can he get to the top? No, he cannot. He's not improved at all. Yeah, Epic Veil has backed out. Is he giving Sergioli a tow?
No, because Ghosting and Lifebound hasn't improved either, so it's all down to Sergioli, you would imagine, unless Evan Knight can pull out the greatest lap of his F2 career. The Williams coming up to the line first. 2 drivers yet to cross it. Good lap from the Williams of Evan Knight. Epic Veil is up, but I don't think it'll... Sergioli, is up, but it's not going to be enough. Jumps ahead of his teammate, but stays only 3rd.
So that means Lifeboat gets pole, and actually Epic Veil lost his wing. Yeah, he lost his wing, so he must have hit the barrier at the entrance to the strip. That means Lifeboat gets an extra point, and Christian has to start in second. Again, Italian top 4.
Lifeboat continuing that late championship charge that we've been seeing recently. Christian, Sergio, the Epic Vale and Kevin's rounding out the top 5, all covered by less than 0.2 of a second. Evan Nye, good lap. Same with Jude. Jan making mistakes on their final run. Yanil and Zane rounding out the top 10. Quickly scroll down to the bottom half so we can get it. Lawrence and Saki, Nordic Ninja, Finlay, Chris Rebel, Coolman, Diogo Silva and Soapbox failing to get a time on the board.
And that will be your 18 drivers here in Las Vegas for PlayStation Formula 2 and Premier Sim Gaming Leagues. See, they haven't actually updated the picture because they've put, I'm sure, they've put all the actual proper brand names on. I think they got the rights to it. After all, it is F1 that owns the race, so they might as well. This is not the real story, by the way, folks. You see MGM Grand there on the side, host of the Manny Pacquiao-Floyd Mayweather fight, which was a farce. I think Pacquiao won that fight.
Yes.
So, in a few minutes, the greatest gambling game in the history of Las Vegas, and it's not even at a casino. Not this one, obviously.
No.
It's a good opportunity to get. We have some sponsors though of our own, don't we?
We do. Shall I start us off?
Yeah, go for it.
GT Omega, title sponsors here at Premier Sim Gaming Leagues. If you want to get your hands on the best sim racing equipment and gaming equipment in the industry, head over to GT Omega and use the code PSGL at checkout. That will give you a 5% discount.
Absolutely, you've got to check them out. I highly recommend it myself.
Is PSF 5 getting streamed? I don't know.
No, it's just the top 4. F2 and F4 at 7, F1 and F3 at 8. Could be in just over half an hour from now. That's not the podium. The podium's usually on the finish line, which I kind of like, actually. It's closer to the fans. I know people say, oh, it's got to be all traditional. Oh, come on. It's Vegas. You've got to give a concession. Yeah, look at the podium they have for Monaco. Look at the podium they have for Italy. All very unique. And Britain, I guess, as well. That's right on the side of the wing.
Yeah, true.
I was there. I was there in 2023 and 2024. Not for the podium, I wasn't close enough. I was at the hangar stretch because that's where I got the fastest of the cars. So yeah, that's why I went there and not the front stretch. There's less people, surprisingly, there. I thought they'd want to see the cars that are fastest. Well, I guess there's still, but you need General Mission Plus for that. Which is unfortunate. I'm going to Italy next year anyway, but I've told GA is not that great, but it could be lucky. I'll probably try and get to the track invasion at the end of the race, especially if Ferrari win.
Yes, like they did last year, of course.
Yeah, but 1-2, Hamilton, Leclerc, imagine that. Do you see the pic of Lewis Hamilton today? Yeah. Oh, that looks gorgeous. He looks like he's ready for his villainy. He looks like he's prepared to become the Dark Lord. Well, he is. He has won 7 World Championships.
Yeah, I'd quite like to see an angry Lewis Hamilton.
Oh, he's been angry since 2021, and I don't blame him.
I know, but we haven't quite been able to see it. So, if I think a Lewis Hamilton with a point to prove is the most dangerous version of Lewis Hamilton.
Got more points to prove than his dog Roscoe, who's teaming up with Leo, which is Charles' dog. Which teamed up with my grand's dog, Coco. And he's a little chihuahua. Just a few minutes, folks, and we'll get ready for the race. 25 laps around the 6 kilometre Las Vegas circuit. 6.1 kilometres. 6.2 kilometres, sorry.
25
laps.
5 laps, yes.
It says there at the bottom left corner.
It does. You're pretty smart, you are.
Really? No, I'm pretty dumb. And Lawrence hasn't selected his car yet.
Oh dear.
So the Las Vegas Grand Prix actually has an agreement until 2025. I thought it was until 2032. I'm sure it will go on beyond that. I mean, it is bringing in revenue. And a lot of it, I have to say. I know locals don't like it, but hey, look, they've got blooming everything there. Why can you complain more? I mean, there are other cities like Nashville and California, not California, Phoenix, Los Angeles, well, San Francisco, Fresno, Sacramento, Reno. Reno's a pretty underrated city, I've been told. Oh, we've lost one.
Oh no, that's worrying. Who was it? Is PSF 4 streamed? Yes, it is. That will start. That's on now, isn't it?
Oh, we lost Epic Vale. It's Epic Vale. He's not, and the other Haas is not filled.
Well,
oh yeah, it is Epic Vale. He said disconnected. I've got two screens on, two PC screens on, and I don't know why I'm using both of them at the same time.
Interesting.
What I don't like is they have to reset the cars when you join in. It's not very fair. How about F1 Esports to wish me a Fassi winning finally?
We do.
And Jarno Otmir finished second? And that Saudi Arabia crash, my goodness. If that happened in real life, that would be a red flag.
Crashes at Saudi Arabia? I don't think I've ever seen that before. On the F1 game?
I wasn't even at that place, it was at the chicane before turn 24.
Saudi clearly the bogey track of every single competitive player of this game.
Except Jarno Otmir.
With the exception of Jarno Otmir.
He's excused from everything as Jarno Otmir. Imagine if Jarno Otmir actually goes to real life motorsport. I know Brendan Lee's retiring, which is sad. I think Jarno Otmir might do it next year. I think Jarno Otmir will retire soon. He can't win forever.
How old is Brendan Lee?
24, 25, 26.
Yeah,
Alright, he's here now.
Excellent. I certainly think we need to see more sim racers given opportunities in real life racing. I know it's started to happen.
I know the Hasses are third and fourth. It will be
Jody third.
Lifeboat. That will be heading the field. I have a friend in there. You've got a friend in me. Sounds very similar. Right. Our dozen and a half drivers are ready for action in Las Vegas. More action than Elvis Presley has ever got himself into. I mean, he's done some crazy stuff in his career, but he's never done something like this.
That is pretty true.
Well, they had a hologram of him on American Idol, I'm sure.
I always find holograms a little bit weird, I've got to admit.
They had one of Freddie Mercury at the Olympics closing ceremony. Right, we're ready.
Was it because it wasn't necessarily a hologram? It was just the footage from, it wasn't Live Aid, but it was the other famous concert where they had
The Queen from
yellow,
1986 at Wembley. Wembley Stadium. What a stadium Wembley Stadium was. No, I actually think the new Wembley Stadium's better. It's closer to the pitch.
We're going to Wembley. We're off to Wembley.
That could be the case for Newcastle United and Tottenham if they can win their second legs as well. Yeah. Or anyone in the FA Trophy final.
Tottenham.
They're 15th. I didn't realise they were so low down.
And
they beat Liverpool.
Manchester? This put it into perspective. Manchester United are what, 13th? They might even be 14th. Manchester United 13th. Are 13th, and Spurs are 2 points behind them.
And City are 4th, just ahead of Newcastle United.
Remember when Chelsea were in the title race as well? They haven't won in 5.
Chelsea were 12th one year, I'm sure.
A couple of years ago. Got to support Lifebout, says Baz. Danny's rooting for Finlay. I can't remember where Finlay's starting.
I thought it was near the back, but I maybe set a time to get up there.
Lifebad is on pole, though. As I've dropped some.
He's on the pole, dancing at the front.
And still with a chance of the title.
I mean, we are in Vegas. We can mention whatever we want. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Stays in Vegas.
Is it just me, or is it a little dusk? It's a little too light, but that might just be the light. I think it's a little too light for being dark in Vegas. Usually it's like dark.
It is a little bit. It's that sort of royally blue. Not quite the dead of night just yet. People clearly stressing quite a lot over their strategy and their fuel loads and their setups.
Remember, we are sponsored by GT Omega, and here we go. 5 lights ahead of the drivers, and we're racing in Vegas. Who's going to get the best start off the line? It looks like Lifeboat, but the two Hasses are coming towards Christian, and Christian's going to try and make a dive for it, and he's made a complete mess of it. An epic fail takes advantage again, and takes the lead. Lifeboat caught napping, and my goodness, there's a big crash behind it. I think it's involving Koman and Yasser Saki, and they're struggling, and there's another incident, I think. Yes, a 10-second penalty.
Yeah, same collision. Big mess. Christian dropping down into 5th after that little bit of contact. Doesn't have any wing damage that I can see. Trying to attack Kevin's down into turn number 7. But Epic Vale, who I should say as well is the only driver on the medium tyres, everybody else on the hard tyres, has done exactly what he needed to do and got the lead of this race.
Yeah, he's taken great advantage of this and he's storming into the lead. Christian down to 5th. He was 2nd, but now he's down to 5th. And behind Kevin's, who had a great race in Saudi and is now up there in the top 4. But here we go, I'm down the strip for the first time tonight, and this is where going to be the most of the moves are made, and Jude is looking to make one without DRS right now. And my word, that was Chris Rebel going all out of sorts. What's going on here? He's completely went to the right, he's hit the wall, and whoa, what's this? That is extremely dangerous. I don't know what was going on there between him and Diogo Silva. And now Soapbox has also got passed. And yeah, he has got damage. They head to the second lap beginning. Soapbox will take 14th position. And here we go, lap 2 DRS enabled. Now what's going to happen here? I'm going to have to keep an eye on this because that was extremely dodgy. That is a position gained by, is that Jude or Yanil? I'm not sure.
It was Yeah, it was Janil just holding on with the attack that Jude was making into turn 1 and 2. The Mercedes holding it around the outside of turn 3 and keeping hold of 7th place. Has that kick Sauber got a little bit of damage? It might have just been my game. No, he does. He's missing his front right end plate.
Yeah, he is. It's not. It's very costly when you lose a part of your car in Vegas, especially with the wall so close to you. That is the problem with street circuits like this Vegas and Monaco and Saudi Arabia.
Not ideal at all, is it? The top 3 starting to escape a little bit. The field spreading out slightly earlier than we usually see it. The gap between 3rd and 4th just under 7/10 of a second. The gap between 4th and 5th just over 8/10 of a second. Evan Nye might be shaping up for a move down into turn number 14. Is Lifeboat going to try and take the lead back from Epic Vale? Held it for but a few moments. Only one corner, in fact, for the RB. Doesn't send it up the inside.
We've got some fights happening behind. That's Zane getting passed by Chris Rebel and heading into... Oh, no, sorry, that's Zane getting past Diogo Silva, heading out of the strip and to begin lap number 2. Now, there's been an incident, and I think that's Coleman. It's Coleman, lap 3. And Lifeboat is trying to get past. Look at how close the top 3 are. Very knuckly Haas sandwich that is, involving Lifeboat. But here he goes. Lifeboat is going to try and make a bid for the lead. But so is Sergioli. And, well, he's decided not to make the move. And that's a very dangerous game he's played because he's right in the back of him. And look, Kevin's is going to get involved too. Now, what's going to happen here? Is there going to be a move? No, there's not. I don't know why I'm getting so excited. It's only the 3rd lap.
Right,
Turn it down a little.
Parking the bus. Epic Vale really holding everybody up in that middle sector. Maybe wanting to keep everybody close together. His battery is switched off. Lifeboat's going to say, I'm not having any of this. I'm going to swing it around the outside. That turns to the inside of turn number 11.
What?
And Lifeboat is into the lead of the race. Epic Vale having a little look up the inside. Couldn't make it work. I think we've got contact behind. Kevin's may have tapped the barrier.
Let me see Kevin's. He doesn't have any damage to me. He looks fine. But now, what's going to happen down the stretch? I think this was a strategic move by Epic Vale to regain the lead. And I think this is to help Sergioli as well. He defends off Sergioli, does Lifeboat. But Epic Vale's back in the lead. Kevin's is also up there. And so is Christian and Evan. We have a top 6 battle for the lead here on lap number 4 is about to begin.
And it's not good news for everybody behind. Lawrence down. They've dropped out of the DRS train of this leading 6. I can't remember the word for a group of 6. Sextuple or something along those lines. A little bit of contact potentially between Epic Vale and Lifeboat into turn number 1. Christian was all over the place as well, slightly wild. Lawrence has actually managed to get back to within 1 second of that group, so that'll be music to the ears of not just himself, but everybody in that group.
Here we go again.
Indeed.
Here we go again. Strategic moves happening left, right, and centre. This melee is about to explode, and it's helping Lawrence and Co. behind make some progress and get back into the fight. So yeah, now he's right up there is Lawrence. Yanil, you can see as well as this massive train. Oh, what's that? Lifeboat going all out of shape out of the sphere section. And now there's going to be a lot of chess being played here. And we've got an incident involving, I think that's Coleman. Whoa, what's going on here? That is Lifeboat. Epic Vale has lost the position. Kevin's has gone through into 2nd. It's all kicking off. It's only lap 4.
Well, Epic Vale trying to play
ahead.
Yeah, he's trying to play silly games by holding everybody up. Now he's dumping all of the ERS he's saved. It's not helping his teammate who's under attack from ASRT Christian as well. Can Epic Vale try and get 2nd place back, at least under braking into turn number 14? Kevin is going to hold it around the outside. The Rebels going to keep the place, but in the wall, Sergioli and ASRT Christian. More contact further forward. What is going on?
It's only lap 4. Now, what's happening? We've lost the host. Oh dear, no, this is disgraceful. What is going on? This is going to end in disaster. Lawrence is playing a dangerous game here, and I don't know what's going on. Let me check. There's nothing being noted, so this is getting toxic. I don't think this can happen any further. They have to be extremely careful.
And this is not good news, of course, for Sergio's championship charge. In 6th at the moment, but with half a front wing. SRT Christian dropping places along with Kevins, who also has damage. He slammed it into the wall, I think, coming up towards the penultimate corner. Finlay's got a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pits. That's the end of his race. It's allowed Lifebout to escape out in front, 2.2 seconds. Somehow Epic Vale is still holding third place, but he also has a little bit of front wing damage, losing that right front end plate. It's Evan Nye who has inherited second place. He's also got damage as well.
Just to let you know, T-Dub, Yasser Saki's left the session. You can get him back in, please.
I can do that. He's
a host as well, so I don't know what's going to happen now. But now Epic Vale's going to try and get second place with Evan Nye. What's happened to Lawrence? He's in 4th. Now, they were well into this battle. Kevins is now down in 12th. And he's losing positions because, remember, he has got damage. Yeah, he's got no front wing. But Epic Vale going to try and chase again as there's a battle for 3rd place. And Lawrence gets through. And Sergioli trying to get Yanil out of 5th place. And he does successfully. But my word, what on earth happened in that last lap? That was one of the most craziest sequences of events I have heard. And we've lost Finlay as well, who was the host. So now we have... Well, he was already out of the race, so we're still at 17. We're still trying to get Yasser Saki in. Just 1 second, guys. I need to check something. Who is the host of this session?
I cannot get Yasser Saki back in.
That's not a good sign.
So you may have to...
Oh, yeah, well, he is the host of this session. Well, he was. I'm afraid I can't do anything to help because I'm commentating on this and showing the action, streaming it. Evan Nye's coming through to try and take 3rd place. And he's passing Lawrence. Oh, and he's nearly hit him! Oh, that is a dangerous game. He's got Sergioli on his right, and he nearly slammed him into the wall. And now Sergioli's trying to get through into 3rd place, but he can't do it. Behind him, there's more shuffling happening. Right, I am going to have to pause for a second. I'm going to try and invite Yasser Saki to the session, so keep me updated what's happening.
Cool. Yeah, it's not letting me do it, so hopefully it'll allow you to as well.
Whoa.
Judas jumped into the pits, by the way, in that kick-stauber.
Should mention, I wonder if... Lawrence and Yanil's battling, and Coman's had another incident. And that is Yanil trying to get into 5th place of Lawrence, and he's nearly being squeezed into the wall, and he's collided with him.
Going to continue on around the outside into turn number 7. Not enough space left, and Yanil cuts the corner. Picks up a 3-second penalty. You are going to be right on that one. Lawrence is now going to squeeze him into the wall.
What's he doing?
Absolute mess.
That was not cool. And no, that's getting dangerous now. He's trying to slam other drivers into the wall. That was dangerous. And this is going to end in disaster if they're not careful. And, well, there he goes. He's in the wall, and there's another crash. And we've got that soapbox as well. And we have a virtual safety car. We're sorry I had to see that. 1 second.
Well, that has been...
It's not letting me. No, don't quit. Sorry, guys. Have they started yet? Yeah, I can't get him in. Yasser Saki, if you're watching, I can't get you back in. It will not let me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think we've both got the same. Did yours just say to invite someone you have to join a multiplayer session? Or something along those lines?
Yes, that's what it says. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
same
terribly
thing for
sorry,
me.
Yasser Saki. Can someone in the lobby please invite Yasser Saki back into the game?
I think, to be honest, if you're Yasir Saki, you're probably better off not being involved in whatever we're seeing at the moment. His AI is currently running in 7th place.
So we've had pits. The safety car, the full safety car is out, by the way. It's not a virtual safety car. You can see the virtual safety car in front.
Bout's lead is wiped out.
Yasser Saki is actually running P7. Right, we'll try that. We'll see if that works. Well, we are in the game, T-Dub. So...
Yeah, I entered it before I realised that probably doesn't make a lot of sense.
Don't worry about it. Happens. We do apologise for the brief, unusual scenes, but this is what can happen in an online multiplayer game. Glitches can happen.
The things that you've missed are probably they should probably come with a warning for viewer discretion. Some of the driving standards.
Yes, I think we need to put. It's not suitable for anyone under the age of 75.
Well, I think people over the age of 75 might get.
Well, that's what I mean.
Still under safety car. I don't know about you, but it says virtual safety car in the top left of my screen.
I think this is a curse of the host. Yasser Saki, I think he's cursed.
Potentially.
I thought it was English only in the Discord. Coleman is still trying to make his way back around. I don't know what's going on with Coleman.
Respect to Coleman, because I think he's spun about 4 times. Been on 3 different sets of tyres already.
He'll be back in this race and he'll be stealing some points if he's lucky.
Yeah, started on hards. Started on hards, went on to softs, put those hard back on.
And he'll get to the end of the race in these. Will he make it to the safety car in time? I think he'll be fine.
If Yasir Saki's watching, I saw you invited him through in game.
Yes, I did. I've not. I'll try again. I try and invite him for the PS4 and then try and invite him through EA. Like that. Like that, if you know what I mean.
Hmm.
So there you go.
So if Yasir
well,
Saki, if you're
he's
watching,
not hosting anymore. He says, "Well, there's one race left."
Check your game inbox, Yasir Saki.
Yeah, check in the game inbox because we're about to get underway soon. Quickly.
What could be, and if this is a real feature, then that's incredibly stupid. That's not working. Tell it if you spam refresh, it might work. It can be a little bit temperamental at times.
Yeah, we're going to do another lap under the safety car. So it's annoying. Trying one more time, and he's got around. Coleman has finally got around again. Just let me know if they're getting started again. Yeah, we have to use in-game invitations, and I can't do that, I'm afraid. Who's the host of this session? It doesn't say who the host of the session is. Even more frustrating.
It's usually the person that joins second. Not that that's going to be very helpful for...
No, so we can't get Yasosaki. There is it is impossible for us to invite. There's nothing we can do. We can't really blame anything, but that's the way it goes sometimes.
Indeed,
so,
indeed.
We should be getting a safety car in this lap. And it is. So Lifeboat will be leading. Evan Nye, Nordic Ninja, Epic Vale, Chris Rebel, Jan, Yasosaki, Jude, and Christian. Yogo Silva, Zane, Yanel, Soapbox, Coleman, Sergio, Coleman, and Kevins. Now, is he going to leave this late? I assume so. This is the games they play. Oh, they really want to get on with this as soon as possible. Here we go, we're underway again. And this is lap 11 of 25. Immediately moves are happening left, right, and centre. That's Epic Vale going on the outside. That's Evan Nye going on the outside. Trying to go on the inside now. Through they come to the third corner, and there's a clash for the position there. And Nordic Ninja's there, and Chris Rebel squeezed to the outside.
This is... We're continuing the same rich vein of form. A lot of cars battling into turn number 5. Somehow nobody ends up face first in a barrier or upside down. Lifeboat has somehow also managed to escape the lead. Jan's come from absolutely nowhere. My guess is Narnia to come through and hold third position.
What is that?
Massive slam there. Epic Vale's done. That's his championship ruined. And Chris Rebel, they already came to blows down the straight into turn number 5. Bit of a squeeze into the wall. That must have continued. Must have been a little bit more of an afters. More afters between the pair, and both of them now taking an early shower. And unfortunately, the driving standard is still not improving.
Yeah, that's Epic Vale out, and I'm sure that's the championship over for him as well. I think this is Sergioli's to lose. Yeah, Sergioli maybe getting some help from this.
Omi's jumped in the chat. You want to run, my friend. This is not good viewing at all.
With all due respect. We have to put up with this on a daily basis.
So Lifeboat will continue to lead. Will everyone pit again? I doubt it, because they're only on those 3-lap-old medium tyres. Some drivers...
we'd like to make a premature apology to the stewards who may have to go through a lot of paperwork tonight.
Oh, God.
Well, I'm sorry. It's got to be done, isn't it? Someone's got to do the stewarding.
In fairness, it's not the fault of us two. We're just, you know...
We have to apologise on their behalf.
On their behalf, yes. But,
we have to commentate on these guys racing around circles.
That is, from what we've seen today, that has been not as enjoyable as it normally is. A lot of drivers actually haven't repaired their front wing damage. Jude didn't repair the front wing damage, neither did Evan Nye, so they're going to be struggling in the corners, but they will be faster on the straights, of course, with that lowered front downforce.
Should be fun. Let's see, the Sphere. The Sphere is trying to keep a brave face. Yeah, very brave face.
I think I can just see a couple of tears rolling out of the eyes there.
He had to witness Epic Vale. He had money on Epic Vale, apparently. Sorry, Vale. They're all grouped up again, and we should be getting away in the next lap. It won't be this lap, I'm sure.
Ay. Omi says he thinks it's better if they stay and watch to prepare for the PC Madness on Thursday.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
I cannot believe it'll be worse than what we've seen today, I must admit.
Epic Phil says, "Love you, Chris Rebel."
We can't go from what's been said afterwards. We can't go any further than that.
I'm afraid not. Anyway, moving on. We will be doing another lap.
This is what we've got here is the equivalent of, remember Among Us, the ghost chat when you were killed?
Sus.
Everyone had the ghost chat. That's what's going on now. All of the retired drivers, with the exception of Finlay, just discussing the goings on.
So we'll be
Not
starting
particularly friendly either.
Yeah, starting on lap 14. It's only a game, guys. Let's just say that. It's only a game. Why do you have to be mad? I know it can get heated. I know there's a lot of pride on the line, but you've got to remember sportsmanship is of the utmost importance before winning. As we have seen from the darts, there's a lot of sportsmanship in the darts. Especially from Van Gerwen, who's... People think he's a bad sport. Nah, I think he's a great sport. Looks aggressive character, yeah, but... definitely only blames himself when he loses.
We've got a replay of the Yasistaki, the Epic Vale collision, if you want to have a look at that. I've just had a watch of it. Obviously, people watching this at home can't see it. You're probably better off not being able to see it, because the IQ involved in that collision is just... It starts with a decimal point.
It's lower than the guy that got 0 points on Countdown.
How do you get 0 points? Because surely one person
not trying
has a bad round and gets, a 5.
Avi Sharma in The Apprentice was on Countdown and he got 0 points. And he didn't even look like he tried.
There's always one numbers round that's incredibly easy as well. Like, it's 107.
I had that.
50 times. You got 50 or 2.
100 times 3, and I did the writing for Rachel Riley.
Oh, that's cute.
Have you not seen the show?
I've seen the show. I'll be honest, I haven't watched your appearances.
Yes,
or I might have watched one of them.
For reference, I was on Countdown in November. Search up Countdown 11th November. Safety car in this lap, by the way, as Fernando Alonso looks at us, staring at us, as well as Lewis Hamilton. And, well, whoever that is.
Fernando Alonso, famously the man that ages backwards.
Benjamin Button is more like. Wait, is he any relation to Jensen? Yes. So Lifeboat will be kicking us off again. And away he goes. Try this again, folks, shall we? Lap 14, 12 to go. And immediately there's a battle for second place between Jan and Evan Nye. And there's also Nordic Ninja behind. Yasser Saki's dropping by because he's no longer in the session. And Kevins and Coleman are battling for 12th. Coleman trying to make use of the safety car and getting up the order. See if everyone can get through the sphere section completely without error this time.
Fingers crossed.
It's good so far.
Absolutely. Sergioli trying to make a comeback. His main championship rival leading this race. Sergioli down in 10th, but has just moved up to 10th position, overtaking the Williams of Soapbox. Sergioli pitting very late on in that previous safety car period. Has only done one lap on this set of medium tyres, so will have an advantage all the way to the end of the race. Zane in the second Aston Martin, shadowing every move pulled by Janel, going through the flicks of 10, 11 and up towards turn number 12, all over the back of his Mercedes engine counterpart.
Zane's quite close to Janelle, but I'll tell you what, Jan's very close to Evan Nye. He doesn't even need DRS, it seems, as they start to approach Lifeboat. He's going for a move on the outside. This is a bold move if he can pull it off, and he has. Evan Nye decides not to challenge and sacrifices second place in the process.
Sensible move though, has a little bit of front wing damage, doesn't want to get into a game of chicken under brakes and end up ruining 2 more races in this lobby. And Jan, I don't think he's satisfied with second place, maybe thinking about a little look up the inside into turn number 1. Lifeboat did go slightly defensive just to say, hey mate, you're not going to be coming up the inside of me, I'm going to hold on to this position for the time being at least. And Lifeboat is probably the only driver that hasn't been involved in any skirmishes in the 15 laps that we've seen so far.
Well, it's Lifeboat. We expect greatness from Lifeboat. He's just given nothing but that tonight, and he will keep it up if he can stay out of trouble from Jan and Evan Nye, who are chasing him down with every breath. And into the sphere section we go, and the sphere watching on anxiously. the action. He's got a free ticket to this event. He's probably the only guy that gets a free ticket to this event, this Fear.
He'll be wanting a refund.
Oh no! No refunds. Sorry, you got what you paid for. Chaos.
A joke that works on many levels, one might say.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
You know the rest, everybody. Diogo Silva dropped a little bit of time to the group of 6 in front, 6/10 to Esati Christian. Yano has a penalty, one of only 2 drivers with a penalty though. Yasisaki not currently in the lobby as we've stated. Sergio not making much of an impression so far, got past Soapbox in the first couple of corners, remaining in 10th in this. Kevin's up the inside of Soapbox now in the battle for 11th and 12th. Kevin's steady bit of the walls, gives Soapbox what he thinks there. Bit of a shoulder barge into the barrier, no damage for either driver, but they have lost a considerable amount of time to the group in front.
Yeah. And that's Yanil that's got past Diogo Silva, it seems, for 7th place. This isn't a racetrack, this is a war zone!
Indeed. A demolition derby, one might call it. Ninja very close to the back of Evan Nye.
And we've got Sergio trying to get past Zane. This is for a crucial point in the championship. And he's through. And he's trying to get past Diogo Silva as well. Wow, this guy! This is why he is one of the top championship contenders. I think he is still the top championship contender.
Leader of the championship, leading the charge back towards the front. And rejoice, everybody, we've seen not 1, but 2 clean overtakes.
They've learnt their lesson.
Well, I wouldn't put any money on that just about yet. We've still got 10 laps to go.
Sorry, Nordic Ninja had a real slide out of the start of the strip, and down he comes towards the strip, and it's going to be Evan Knight that's going to have a shot at taking 2nd place back from Jan. But Jan's up there, and I believe Zane and Diogo Silva are in a battle as well. And indeed,
Lifebound not home and dry here, by the way. Just
absolutely not. Far from it. There is 10 laps to go, 9 laps to go. It'll be soon. And Jude is right behind Nordic Ninja. He's stuck in a Ferrari sandwich. Is that a fight for the lead into turn 1? Well, I was thinking about it, but there's a move there. I thought there was there, but there was just a bit of defensive work from Nordic Ninja.
Good bit of defensive work as well. Really stopped Jude from making that move up the inside, because the kicksalve was certainly shaped over to the left-hand side. We haven't really seen too many overtakes into turn number 5, and the ones we have seen, more often than not, have ended up in a few collisions, barring Sergio Oli's pass on Zane on the previous turn.
And here we go, heading to the sphere section once again.
Tell you what, Evan Nye's getting a really good run through turn number 7 and 8, using that curb nicely to drag the car around the corner.
That's a crucial section as well. A lot of time can be won or lost.
Even more impressive considering that he is one of the drivers that has front wing damage still on the car.
So here we go. Is that a mistake from Jude? It is, and he's under threat from Christian, who is right behind him, and he will have the DRS passing. Sergioli also making his way up the order. This is why he is surely the best driver in the grid, and surely on his way to winning a championship. Jan right behind Lifeboat. We don't know what the championship standings are because we haven't had it updated, unfortunately. I don't know why, but we can't really answer here. And Sergioli might lose the position here, and he's colliding with Yanil! And Yanil has had a bit of damage, and unfortunately Zane has run into the back of him. Zane very unlucky for him to be caught up in that, and he has a lot of damage to the side of his front wing.
Yeah, it was hard to really see who was at fault there. From my point of view at least, I couldn't quite tell if it was Sergioli not quite leaving enough room on the inside, or whether it was Yano being a little bit over-ambitious. SRT Christian has got ahead of Jude, by the way, in the battle for 5th and 6th, so it is now Ferrari 4-5, Kick Sauber 6, and now Jude is the next driver on Sergioli's hit list to try and recover. And it's important Sergioli does recover, like we've said a couple of times, fighting for a championship, and the only driver that can take the championship off Sergioli is leading this race still.
And there he is, Lifeboat. Trying to find the points he needs to stay in this championship. Evan Nye and Jan closing up though. Actually, I tell you what, Lifeboat's extending. He's 8 tenths ahead.
Just starting to flex his muscles a little bit. Has done incredibly well.
Oh, Coleman's out
of trouble.
That's another safety car.
Coolman was a cat with 9 lives, had a few spins, a few bumps and scrapes along the way, and finally has run out of those 9 lives. And we are down to 12. Remember, Yasisaki not in the session, so even if that Alpine car finishes inside the top 10, will not get any points because Yasisaki hasn't actually driven for the last 14 laps or so.
I'm going to say they're all pitting. In terms of the pecking order, it's not going to change one bit. They're all closely together. So
Christian has backed off quite a lot, by the way.
Oh dear, yeah, he doesn't want to get the double stack.
I think he's still going to lose time.
Oh yeah, he is. There he is, he's losing time. He'll lose more time when he gets set up for him.
And
so
just to divert everybody's attention to the tyres, a real mix going on. It's almost 50-50. Saying Sergioli, they've put on used medium tyres. That could prove crucial in his attempts at trying to fight back, considering the driver behind him and the 3 drivers in front are all not brand new soft tyres. Soapbox stayed out. He is now the race leader ahead of Lifebat and Jan, who put on brand new mediums. Really interesting strategy here.
Is Soapbox trying to help Evan? I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, potentially.
Evan has to get past Jan and Lifeboat first. They're on soft tyres, though. Does he really need the help? Let's keep him at bay from any attacks, yes. Sergioli, I'm surprised he's put on medium. Did he not have any softs?
He should have had some softs. We can check
Did
the race
he make a mistake?
Well, I think he did. Started on the hards, then went to a set of softs, then went medium, and put on that very first set of mediums.
Medium. Maybe he realised he couldn't put new stuff on, so he should have stayed out, in my opinion, but then again, he would be eaten up. So Sergioli might be in jeopardy here.
100%, but Lifebout, I know we said it before, but this is certainly not one and done, because now Lifebout A has to overtake a car, and whilst everybody was on the same compound of tyre, Lifebout was looking pretty comfortable defensively out in front. You've now got 3 very quick drivers in 4th, 5th and 6th, all on brand new soft tyres compared to the mediums, which will undoubtedly have a performance advantage, at least in the early stages.
So we'll be doing another lap, and Soapbox is coming in, so he's realised, oh, why did I pit? Why did I not pit? And Soapbox will be coming in.
Almost feel like you might as well have stayed out at that point.
Yeah.
Because Soapbox was P11, maybe P12.
So it looks like we're going to have a 5-lap shootout to determine the winner of this chaotic Las Vegas Grand Prix. It's Lifeboat that leads Jan, Evan Nye, Nordic Ninja, Jude, Sergioli, Diogo Silva, Christian, Kevin, Janelle, Zane, Yasasaki, who's not in a session, and Soapbox.
Mix of tyres. The ones to watch, Evan Nye on the soft, same with Nordic Ninja, Jude, Diogo Silva, Kevin's, and Yanil. Yanil, though, does have a 3-second penalty. Which could be removed unless they've picked up any further warnings in this race.
That's right.
Sergioli with used medium tyres, the worst tyres of everybody still left in this race. Yasisaki is just an AI, so if Yasisaki does end up in the points, won't pick up any points after the race and is on 19-lap-old hard compound tyres, so I wouldn't expect that Alpine the AI driving the Alpine to end up inside the top 10 anyway, unless we have yet another collision that wipes out quite a few drivers. It's Lifebout versus Sergioli for the title. At the moment, things looking good for the driver in the RB, continuing to slash into the Haas driver's lead, but anything can happen later on. Lifebout has been comfortable for the whole of this race, hasn't had to deal with any of the trials and tribulations. Sergioli has been in the thick of the action, but the safety car's coming in, And Lifeboat has got 5 laps to hold on to this lead.
And it's all to play for now. Lifeboat, who has pretty much led this entire race without challenge. It seems like they're afraid to attack Lifeboat, or is this all part of their plan? So Lifeboat is going to get underway now. Here we go, 5 to go. And it's going to be Jan that's going to try and take the lead. Is he going for the outside? Yes, he is. He's going for the outside. He's going to try and take down Lifeboat and end his reign as the leader, but he can't do it. And now he's going to be stuck in the clutches of Evan Nye, who's right behind, as well as Nordic Ninja. All on soft tyres. Sergioli there will have to fight for his life against these soft tyre runners. Hugo Silva right behind him. And here we come to the next corner. And it's going to be Jan, and that's Sergioli getting very dangerous game with Jude. He's still trying to get through. He doesn't care if he's got the worst tyres. He's going to try and fight on. And Jude, very nicely defensively, stays in 5th place. And behind him, that's Kevin's Christian. Christian is losing position to Kevin's. He was relegated to 9th by the pit stops, had to double stack. And now he is stuck in 8th, and there's a battle for 9th, 10th between Janelle and Kevin's. And Christian's getting sucked up in it.
Oh, yeah, he'll try to go the long way around. Kevin picks up a 3-second penalty. That is the second we've seen in this race so far. Sergioli still very close to the back of Jude. Doesn't look like anybody's going to be making any moves apart from in the battle for the lead of the race, because here comes Jan. Is he tucking into the slipstream? Yes, moving out to the right-hand side. Lifeboat for the first time in what feels like a long time could lose the lead of this race, and does. It is the Aston Martin, the Green Machine, who leads at the end of lap number 21.
And Lifeboat's reign is over. Jan is the new leader. Jan, who surprisingly won in Saudi, is going to use his skills to get the win here. And now Evan Knight's going to try and get past. He's the elite soft tyre runner.
And Sergioli's up the inside of Jude into turn number 1. The kick Sauber it was later on the brakes, holding it around the outside, maintaining 5th position for the time being. Diogo Silva doesn't look like they've got the pace of the group in front and creating a little bit of a bottleneck with the likes of Christian and Kevin's caught up behind that Papaya McLaren car. Through goes Sergioli. That looked choreographed, it has to be said.
Yeah,
not putting up any fight down the straight.
Yeah, I think that was strategic from Jude. He wants to take the position back. He knows he's got softer tyres. He knows he'll be more confident on the rubber, but he's sliding around at this, and there's a battle behind. Kevin's continue the battle. This is dangerous for the guy in the right, Zane, who has to take evasive action, but somehow, in the midst of all them battles, stays unscathed. But now they're heading towards Kevin's, who's still in this battle. What's going to happen here as they make the turn? What's happened?
Lifeboat's not had a very good run through turn number 12. Jan's managed to escape a little bit. That gap is, well, it's now just under 0.6 of a second. Evan Nye very close, tucked up underneath the rear wing of the pole sitter and the championship chaser with Sergioli currently sat in 5th. The championship leader is Lifeboat. Going to try and snatch the lead back under braking, pulling over to the middle of the circuit. Evan Nye had a little look up the inside. Doesn't make that move stick as Janelle gets past. Kevin's in the battle for 9th and 10th position, but we continue with the Aston Martin leading for the time being.
3 laps to go, and they cross the timing beam next time. Jan leads ahead of Lifeboat. Evan Nye still in 3rd on those soft tyres. Can he? He needs to find a move as soon as possible. Nordic Ninja takes the fastest lap. Heading through the first few corners then, past the various suites that are on offer at the real Las Vegas Grand Prix. You've got to check them out one day. DRS zone active, and Lifeboat's going to try and get back through as he strategically stays there, and Nordic Ninja had to take evasive action, trying not to run in the back of Evan Nye, his fellow soft tyre runner, heading into the sphere now, and it will be Jan just keeping it all good. That's all he has to do, keep it clean and get across the checker flag, and the second win of the season will be his.
Well, we should say the longer that this goes on, the longer the drivers on the medium tyres are going to become more and more confident, because that tyre offset will start to build. These soft tyres, by the time we get to lap 25, will be worse than the mediums. I can guarantee that. Lifeboat with a good run over the curve through turn number 12 in his attempts to try and take the lead back from Jan after losing it at the end of lap number 21. This should be fairly regulation stuff, not burning any ERS, but the rear wing flap is going to open. Does he want to remain in 2nd place? Jan is charging. You just saw the red light flashing at the back of the car. Lifeboat regains the lead of this race. Evan Nye not close enough to make a move. Sergioli's up the inside of the Ferrari of Nordic Ninja, but doesn't quite have the overspeed and isn't quite brave enough on the brakes. Bit of a wobble coming out of turn number 16. Keeps it out of the wall, and now could be under pressure from the kick Sauber of Jude.
Hey Jude, don't be bad. 2 laps to go. And he's going to try and get past Sergioli on the outside. Oh, he slides it out of control and pays the price. Or has he? Yeah, he has. He will not get past Sergioli this lap. How is he sticking together with those guys? It's nuts. The guy's got teeth gritting through his own teeth. If that's even possible. And Sergioli makes a defensive move to prevent Jude from making a move.
Yeah, this is a double-edged sword really for Nordic Ninja, for Sergioli, sorry, under pressure he is, up the inside of Nordic Ninja, but it's not a clean move at all. Jude just hanging back wisely, now has the inside into the next corner, the left-hander, the 90-degree left-hander, bumping and grinding between the pair of them as well. I think Sergioli's going to hold on. It wasn't a particularly well calculated move up the inside into turn number 7 on the Ferrari of Nordic Ninja, but he almost had to be that aggressive because Jude is all over the back of him, and suddenly Sergioli looking quite flappable here.
Yeah, he is. For Sergioli, starting to lose his pace because those tyres are getting very old. Lifeboat is about to break away.
He wants to break free. He's not quite done it. Jan still with the DRS, so Lifeboat is going to be under pressure coming on to the last lap of this race. Sergioli also under pressure from a number of cars. ASRT Christian has passed Diogo Silva. Thought about a move on the kick sabre of Jude, thinking better of it, holding on to 7th place for the time being. Sergioli, it is critical he holds on to the DRS, but he's going to be under pressure from that lime green car as we cut the beam to start the final lap of the race.
Here we go, the final lap, and Lifeboat is not out of the woods yet. He still has to fend off a last gasp attack from Jan and possibly Evan Knight. Evan Knight's not been even getting close to the top 2. He's not been, or has he saved his best till last? He's got half the ERS at Lifeboat, probably got around the same as well. So it will be all out warfare down the stretch.
Sergioli's struggling. That gap is hovering around 0.8 of a second. It's been struggling in the middle sector.
Saki, yeah,
he's disqualified.
Yeah, he's AI anyway, so it won't matter. But Jan keeps trying to stay behind. He's got within 4 attempts. Jan could try and win this race. Yeah, Evan Knight is running out of steam. The soft tyre runners are out of steam. This is between 2 drivers realistically.
Oh, a little bit too much curb, maybe for Lifeboat. I guess a fantastic exit out of turn number 12, but I don't know if it's going to be enough.
He has DRS. The Lifeboat does not. He has to make the move now. Here he comes.
Is open.
He goes for the move. He goes for the inside. Oh, he's pushed Lifeboat off, and Lifeboat's got a penalty. Lifeboat's got a penalty. That might be a fortunately an for his race. Jan's going to win the race. Jan's going to get past. Lifeboat tries to close him off, and here he comes to the line. It's Jan who wins. And Lifeboat is going to fall right down the order.
The penalty should get removed, though.
But he's lost the race. He's lost the race. Jan has won at the end. Provisionally, obviously, but on track he has won. And that's his 2nd time he's won it on the final corner. Actually, it wasn't even the final corner. It was after the final corner. This one was at pretty much the final overtaking point, and he's done it again. But that will be under review. I'm very sure about it.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain Lifeboat will still get 2nd place in this race.
Yeah, but he was he pushed off, though?
I think so. It didn't look like Lifeboat had a lot of space on the outside. From what I was seeing, at least. But here's Jan that wins it. Evan Nye and Nordic Ninja round off the podium. Sergioli crossing the line in 5th, keeping that championship lead intact. Even if Lifeboat does come home in 2nd, those dropped points for the pole sitter crucial for Sergioli's chances of clinging on to that championship, despite making 4 pit stops. Jude, Christian, Diogo Silva, Zane, and Soapbox, your other point scorers. Yanil and Kevin's just missing out. A lot of retirees, some of it, well, we didn't see the best of driving, did we? Coolman, Epic Vale, Chris Rebel, Lawrence, and Finlay.
Look at Evan Nyes in 2nd. He might win this race if Jan gets a penalty. Because if you look at them... Oh, no, sorry. I was looking at the wrong score. I think if Lifeboat gets that penalty removed and Jan gets a penalty, Lifeboat will win the race. So Evan Knight's going to be 2nd, definitely. unless they don't give a penalty to Jan. I think that might be unlikely. If they do give a penalty to Jan, they must remove the lifeboat penalty, surely. Well, that'll do it for this race. It was chaotic, to say the least. We'll be back for the final race of the season in Bahrain, where the title champion will be crowned. And we're not sure what the timing on that is, but we will give you an update in due course. But hopefully it gets fixed for the final race, because, of course, we have champion to crown. I've been Taco Logan, he's been T-Dub, and remember to check out the GT Omega site and get that code for 5% off. And we will see you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.